everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Up Supercast Game Club. My name is Brandon, and I am your host. And joining me today, I have Ills.
I'm honestly speechless.
And I have Noah.
Aye.
I knew you were going to do that, and I'm glad you did.
I know, it's my favorite thing from the game.
So this episode, we played Fox Hunt for the PlayStation 1.
We did that.
Yes, we did. Fox Hunt is a video game that came out in 1996 for the PlayStation, like I said, and also came out on PC.
I hope you're putting like air quotes around the word video game when you say that.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes, definitely air quotes around that word. But there was also a Sega Saturn version for this game planned that I found out doing a little research because I looked at an ad for the game and it said Sega Saturn. And I was like, I never heard of that. Apparently it was canceled.
Wow.
They
got off easy.
Yeah. So Fox Hunt is an FMV video game and was published by Capcom and developed by 3 Vision Gamers. Or 3 Vision Interactive. You may never heard of this company because they made 2 video games. They made this game, Fox Hunt, which, I mean, there's probably a good chance you never heard of that. And they also made a game called National Lampoon's Blind Date, which was also a FMV game that was only released on the PC, and it was some weird dating simulator type of game. So, yeah. Never, yeah, it's a good chance. Like I said, you probably never heard of this game.
Is that another FMV game?
It is also an FMV game.
Jesus.
Yeah, so
That's probably what the studio was focusing on.
Clearly, they made 2 video games.
That's probably why they shut down.
Yeah. So yeah, surprisingly though, this game published by Capcom.
Which I didn't even know until we started playing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is there no Fox Hunt characters in Marvel vs. Capcom? That's what we ask ourselves.
Jack Fremont for Marvel vs. Capcom.
I would never ask that.
Noah, you picked this game. Like I mentioned, I never heard of it before. Well, other than you told me about it, so I knew from that. But before you mentioned it to me, I had never heard of this game. And I don't think really anybody else has. So why don't you tell people why you chose this game?
Yeah, so this is one of those childhood games that I played as a kid. Well, actually, my brother played it, and I just watched them play it, and then I was like... Because, like, the weird 90s / slapstick humor that the game had, I just, I enjoyed it as a kid. I thought it was, like, funny. So I wanted to like revisit it and like play through it and finish it to see what the whole thing, because all I remembered was like little skits here and there, and yeah, just wanted to play it.
Let me just say, and no offense, I hate your childhood and I hate your brother.
Yeah, because when you say you want to play this game, the word "play" is also in quotation marks.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. It's an FMV game. That's what FMV games are, is more watching than playing. Just interactive movie kind of thing.
Yeah, I wish there was no playing. I wish this was just the movie, because as a movie, I would find it like tolerable.
Right. So you mentioned it's an FMV game, FMV full motion video, if you don't know, and surprisingly, this game was released in 1996. Okay, and there was a lot of FMV games in the early 90s. It started
to be a thing.
Yeah, it started to become a thing with like CD-based game technology. There was some on PC, and then Sega CD. Like some of the ones that you might have heard of are like Night Trap,
Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. No.
That
wasn't even motion video.
That
was just imagery. Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
That's not even full motion. That's literally just a slideshow. That game is something else. But Wing Commander, that has Mark Hamill in it. Phantasmagorium, I think is what it's called. Is another big one. So like there was a lot. That was the thing back in the early '90s. For not like the big thing, and it was just there's a few games, and even now, they almost kind of started to make a comeback a little bit because there's been a few recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I know, like that was the time period where their next, like their jump to like CD, like you said, the jump to CD things like that. That was their best, closest thing to real life graphics, quote unquote.
Right, because so like I think at the time people thought it was like the future of games. They were completely wrong because that was they were all barely games, as you've seen. So, but like there's some recent ones like Her Story, and Late Shift. If you haven't heard of either of those games, but they're newer games that are FMV, and obviously now if a game is FMV, it actually looks good. It's not like the most compressed thing you've ever seen in your life like it used to be.
There's actually like a little bit of that in Senua's Hellblade, Senua Saga, or whatever, Senua's Story. I forget what the fuck the name is. But like some of the characters are kind of like FMV-ish, kind of overlaid into the, you know, the graphics.
Yeah. Well, we saw like Quantum Break, by Remedy. Was that what it's called? Quantum Break, Quantum something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that game had FMV cutscenes. Which was a weird blend of things. But anyway, back in the early 90s, this was the thing. But this game came out like after the craze was like done. Like people realized, yeah, these games they kind of suck. And this was like really late to the party. Like it came out in 96. Like they were pretty much done with this shit by then. But Capcom, I think, decided that they wanted to try. So they gave this company, 3Vision Games, I looked it up, they gave them $2 million to make this fucking game.
Did they spend it all on Rob Lowe?
Yep.
Yeah. So they gave them $2 million, and to basically to make this entire movie / game. And there's some actors in it that you might know. Obviously, you just mentioned Rob Lowe. Like that's the big one, right? Like Rob Lowe, known for his roles like Parks and Recreation. That's one of the biggest ones. Mm-hmm. So he's almost a household name. Rob Lowe is, but everybody else in this game, super obscure. The main character, his name is Jack Fremont. He's played by Andrew Bowen, who went on to be in Mad TV, which is a 90s sketch comedy show. If you've never heard of Mad TV, based on the comedy magazine, which recently closed. Now they're not a thing anymore. But he was on Mad TV. And then Chauncey, one of the characters, Chauncey, is played by George Lazenby, who was a one-time James Bond.
Yep.
Yeah, and also Frank. I want to say, before we really talk about the characters in the game, Frank, probably the best character in the whole game, was played by Timothy Bottoms, who you might know from a Comedy Central series called That's My Bush. And he played George Bush in that show.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Super weird.
Yep. So, that's really the extent of the famous people in the game. So, yeah, you play, I guess... I want to, before we really get into talking about the game, I don't really think we should have, I meant to ask you guys this before we started the podcast, but I'm going to ask you anyway right now. I don't really know if we need necessarily a spoiler section because, like, really, who's going to care?
No.
Because who's going to care, really?
No.
No.
So we're just going to talk about this game.
I mean, there's no secrets in this story. I mean, the story is so haphazardly told, like you can't even tell what the fuck is going on.
That's a good point.
Pretty much.
That's a really good point. Because when we talk about the story, I'm going to try my best to like analyze it from what I understood from playing this fucking game. But before we do that, I want to just do recommendations, like right now. Okay. I'm going to start with Noah because you godforsakenly recommended this game for me and Ills to play.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's really outdated, and the humor is kind of aged, and it shows. No, it's an plus it's a FMV video game. I would not recommend it, even though I had a fun time.
Okay. Ills.
Are you asking me if I should recommend this game?
Would you recommend this video
The answer
game?
is absolutely no.
I
If you
feel
find
like
a
the
copy
answer-
of this game, throw it out a window.
Or sell it, because it's a rare game.
Don't even sell it. Don't give it to anybody else. That's a crime.
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to have to say also no. I can't. So watch it. If you're that interested, just watch it. Do not
watch
play it.
Yeah, not play. Yeah.
Just watch a playthrough. There's a long play on YouTube.
Yeah, this game is surprisingly short, and it's a 3-disc game. That's probably all the video.
Yeah,
capture.
I saw the video.
Yeah, the video being compressed. It's 3 fucking discs, but the game takes you a couple hours to beat. So, which is one of the things we could say is good about this game.
Yeah, I mean, the best things about this game are that, it's very short, and the fact that you can skip through cutscenes. I mean,
Yes.
the less amount of time you get to play it, the better.
Yeah. Man. So yeah, I guess it's a unanimous across the board. It's not a game that you should play, but if you're interested in video game history at all, I guess it's a interesting bookmark or a footnote in the history of games.
It's Capcom's attempt to try to like we said earlier, to get in the FMV game, and like FMV games in general never really had a place in video games, but. It was fun. It was like a weird experiment phase that it went through, which I feel like was it's worth knowing about.
It's fun to look back and laugh at it because they really were trying something new, and it's funny how dumb it was. Because I mean, we watched earlier today. We were joking around watching the fucking slam dunk Scottie Pippen game on Sega CD. Man, that game also is just terrible. It just is so funny to look at.
Boy.
But this,
and we also got like things like Night Trap that you mentioned earlier. That's just like, what the fuck?
Night Trap or something. I've never played Night Trap. I don't know if I ever will.
never want to play Night Trap.
Oh,
Never. Please never do this.
But yeah, so let's get into this game. I want to talk about the gameplay, and I say that in quotations, obviously, and in the story, and I guess I say that in quotations too.
Yeah.
So you play as Jack Fremont, and he is a television nerd, basically. Yep. He's obsessed with. All he does is watch TV. He just walks around and quotes TV. Does these trivia things, which is oddly like a look into the future in a weird way, because it reminded me of like those HQ games you play on your phone, which are like live game shows where you answer questions. Like it's almost kind of like that, but he's a nerd. He's a doofus. He's an idiot. He's a moron. And that's putting it nicely.
He's all broke, and he's getting evicted from his apartment.
So he's your main character, and he's not super likable, I'll tell you that. And he gets mixed up in this CIA mishap. So this game is kind of like, the story is kind of like a parody on spy movies, like James Bond and stuff. He gets wrapped up in this. So this is the thing that was going down the CIA needed help with, and this is just fucking batshit insane from what I can understand. Okay, this is me putting together the pieces of what this fucking game was trying to tell me. There is this guy, some Russian dude, okay, and he made a bunch of crappy TV shows to desensitize America, and they ended up backfiring, and people loved these TV shows. And then after they became popular, he got mad because he didn't get any credit for it. And now he wants credit, so he's threatening to fucking nuke Los Angeles,
which is like the home of like Hollywood, basically. Like all
TV.
That was the story.
That was the story. And so he was the fox.
Wait, who's the wolf?
The wolf is the actual bad guy. Like the bad guy at the end. There's the guy early on is the fox, and he dies in like the beginning of the game.
Yeah, like the first like 3 scenes.
Yeah, they call it Fox Hunt, and the fox dies right at the beginning. So riddle me that. I don't understand. So you play through this game, and it's FMV, and there's like the best way I can explain it is that there's like 2 different styles of gameplay here, right? I guess 2. There's like these adventure parts where it's like almost first person, and you turn Jack and look around and interact with the environment, you pick up items, and you just interact with things. And then there's like action sequences.
I gotta say, the adventure parts were decent. I thought the game was gonna be more of that.
Yes.
And when it became more of the the action scenes, I completely checked out.
And which you think would be the good parts, right?
Yeah.
You would think that would be the best part of the game, the action parts. And when you get to like halfway through the second disc, like the rest of the fucking game is just action parts. I'm pretty sure the entire third disc is nothing but action sequences. So there's like, and the action sequences
like in the
have,
investigation
like,
parts, the investigating parts was the house,
apartment,
and when you get captured in like the little mini office.
Yep.
And the casino and the showroom.
That's it.
At the ski resort a little bit at the beginning, and then that turned into an action scene. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, again, this game is really short. There weren't that many action scenes. It was like the hospital.
But those parts went on for way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Well, no, there were a lot of action scenes.
Actually, now I think about it, there were a lot of fighting scenes. Yeah, I didn't bundle them up together with the action scenes.
Yeah. There's a lot. So there's like, those are the 2 forms of gameplay. And like with the action scenes, there's like shooting sections, but there's also like fighting sections. And boy, let me tell you,
they both suck.
They suck real bad. I tried, like when I was playing through this game, like the shooting parts are self-explanatory, you know. There's a part where you're on skis and you shoot at bad guys as they're coming down the mountain, and it's obvious what you have to do. It's just doing it is extremely cumbersome.
Yeah, the targeting is awful.
The targeting's awful. The guys move around. You have like 3 fucking seconds to line up your shot. If you miss by like even a hair, you fail.
You take damage.
Yeah, you take damage.
Yeah.
Which the game doesn't have like a life bar or anything, so you have really no idea how much.
But it does indicate like you get like a little short scene of like your character getting tired or like the opponent
not on the skis.
Tired.
You don't.
Not on the skis. But yeah, in the fighting.
It's hard to
the fighting parts.
Yeah.
Not on the skis, you don't. But and then like, and like on the in the maze section, you don't know like how long until you're gonna run out of gas. Like, and the guys are gonna catch up to you.
Oh
like,
my god, that fucking hospital maze, bro.
You just don't know, you know. And I think that's part of this game's issues, is that you don't know what to do until you get to that part, and then and then you're more than likely gonna die at least once, and if not multiple times in each scene.
Thankfully, you don't have to like Ilse pointed out earlier. You can skip cutscenes you've already seen, and you like just load the game back up where you were.
Sure, but if you weren't prepared and you didn't save, that is a real pain in the ass. So it becomes a thing where you just have to save every fucking 5 seconds because you don't know when all of a sudden you're gonna die.
There's also like no way to know which way you're supposed to go in those chase sequences.
Nope.
Like. How the fuck are you supposed to know which way to turn? How many turns you're supposed to take in the hospital sequence?
You don't. You have no clue.
Yeah, you just have to guess until you find the elevator. I'm like, what the fuck? And if you make a mistake, turn the wrong direction, you're dead.
Yep.
That also happens in the running chase. If you make a wrong turn anywhere, you get your neck snapped. That happens in the fucking the rocket chase. If you take too long, you'll get shot down if you don't do the little spin move that I didn't learn about until the game never tells you about.
Game never tells you until you accidentally do it.
Yeah, the last segment, the rocket chase was
There's a lot of garbage chase scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. And then the fighting is honestly even worse.
Oh my god.
Honestly. The fighting parts, and so what I figured out, and it didn't take me until the last fight to figure this out. Nothing matters. All you have to do is press the button the second you get a chance to press the button.
Yup.
It doesn't matter if you kick or punch or block. The game makes it so you think, oh, well, maybe if I see like a visual cue, I'll know which one I have to press. Doesn't fucking matter.
Nope.
It doesn't.
That's exactly right. That's the exact realization I came to. Like, I was out here thinking there was something to figure out because they all have like different stances. They do different there's like different sequences to each guy.
We gave the game
None
too
of
much
it matters.
Yeah. No, actually, the fights with Frank. There's actually can be 2 fights with Frank and the showgirls. It actually does matter what you press, but with the whole room with the wrestling guys, like that Brandon did, like
it doesn't matter what you press. I looked it up.
Oh, really?
It does not matter what you press as long as you press an attack button or a guard as soon as you are able to.
Yeah.
Like then you're good.
Which is so stupid because it defeats the point of having an FMV game. You're supposed to see like all these sequences, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to like.
Well, you do get different
them.
sequences based on what you press.
No, but I mean, you can't really see what they're supposed to do, right? If you're just pressing like right away, you're not really appreciating like the visual quality or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You would think that there would be like some sort of visual cue. Okay, like he moved like this way. He like went for a right hook, so that means I got to kick, right? Like he's going for a head punch.
Yeah.
So if I kick, I'll go low.
And
they just don't give enough time. Yeah.
The chase sequences kind of like teach you to do that because you have to move at a certain direction, like at a certain time.
Yeah, like skiing. Like you have to press like left and right and go between the things, or you fall off the mountain.
Or rocketing through the hospital. You have to press. Sometimes you could do a short turn if there's the option, or wait until there's a longer turn. You know, or just go straight or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's super weird that like there's no point in getting any visual feedback. You just fucking press the button as fast as possible.
Scenes,
it's so dumb.
Yeah, it's just.
And the game never tells you that. Never.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Like, it tells you if you go in you can look at the buttons, and there's a punch, kick, and block button. But, like, what's the point of having different ones other than, I guess, just having different animations? But none of it actually matters.
Nope.
Which is really, really dumb.
Yup.
It's an anomaly of fucking game design that I just don't understand. It's like they were going for more and just either, like, ran out of time or just didn't know what to do.
And here's the thing, like, if you wait and try to figure out, like, what the fighting guys are supposed to do, like, they'll block your attacks, like, 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And you can't block theirs. They'll destroy you. They'll kill you.
Even if
like
you press block.
Yeah. It's so bewildering. Like, I don't even understand. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, it didn't take me until that last part to figure out that's what I was actually doing. Like,
with the 3 guys?
With the 3 fucking guys, because I died a million fucking times.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the 3 guys, by the way, that you're fighting are a fucking caveman, a fucking like American Gladiator ass looking dude, and some fucking dude with a giant like spear, in like a thong. Like, what the fuck was going on there?
Yeah,
that's the part that you're confused, not the whole game.
Well, specifically that, like, why?
Well, it's kind of like weird. Like in the 3rd disc, they suddenly become very melee combat heavy. Like in the beginning, you first have to fight the 2 guys. I guess they're brothers or something. Dudes. Yeah, and they can both attack you at the same time, or like one of them can come up behind you and attack you. It's like super weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I hate that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's the gameplay of this game. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the gameplay. There's really nothing more to it other than actually, when you are doing the adventure parts, there's items you can pick up, but the items, like, it's not like, it almost seems like, this is weird to me. It almost seems like there was like gonna be a way to use items at specific times. Like there was an inventory, because if you press start, you can see it. But the items just use themselves automatically if you have it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had so many items that never got used. Sorry.
You do get different endings, like me and Brandon looked it up.
Yeah.
So if you do pick up the items with the investigation, you can end up getting like the best ending, which I think that's the one you got, right?
I got
you
the
got
best
the money,
ending,
the girl,
you have
and
to
you saved
pick
the
up
world.
all the right items. Basically, if you just pick up all the items, you're gonna get the best.
Wait, what's the best ending?
So you get the money, you're rich, you get the girl, and you save the world. That's like the best ending.
Yeah.
So you get like an extra like movie at the end.
Get a little extra movie. They're on like lawn chairs in his apartment.
Oh, I got that ending then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like endings where the girl can die.
Yeah.
Also, can if you don't win that blackjack game, you're like broke at the end, so you don't have that fancy car to drive off in.
Mm-hmm.
You can also somehow not save the world, I guess. I don't know how. And then like you're just waiting for impending nuclear doom. It's like what?
God.
It's just fitting for Jack to have. I wish I got that ending, kind of.
Yeah. What an asshole.
Because Jack's, honestly, like I said, he's honestly not really that likable of a dude. He's just an idiot.
I mean, occasionally he's funny. Like
sometimes
in the skydiving shooting
I
section.
fucking love the skydiving part with Rob Lowe.
I love it. And like, yeah, that's the thing. The game and the writing can be funny when it wants to. And that's like 3 or 4 times, but it's actually pretty damn funny. Like I actually laughed at it, but then the rest is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cringy.
Yeah,
this is what I mean. Like if this game was just a movie, and I think they made a movie of this game, didn't they?
So yeah, they did actually.
Yeah.
They released it as a movie. That you can. It's the weirdest part though. It came out on DVD only in Italy. And it has an Italian dub over it.
Huh. That's...
So you cannot find the full actual movie with the English dub. It's only has an Italian dub over it.
So fucking bad shit. What the
fuck? So it's ridiculous. Wow. And I actually was skipping through it. Somebody uploaded it on YouTube if you really want to find it. But it's like they shot more scenes to it.
Well, they had to because there was no fucking scene transitions in this game.
No.
Like,
no,
all right,
not.
The game starts and you're just in the middle of a computer. No context, no fucking reasoning. I don't even get introduced to the character. That's it. You're in front of a computer. Okay, go. And then, all right, at another part...
Did you not see the opening movie? Like the intro?
I saw, like... Wasn't it like, didn't they just show the snowboarding scene?
No, it shows,
I didn't see it then.
Him waking up in bed and everything, yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't see it then. Anyway, the part after the snowboarding, you get into the car, and then the next scene, you're in a plane with the villain.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
And then after, he, like, falls, and you're, like, in a desert. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Oh, my God. It's so, like,
it's
my
so
brain
crazy.
hurts.
Yeah. You try to make sense of what was going on.
It just hops all over the place. And the end of the game, you're in this like dude's like fucking secret hideout, and there's like Putty Patrol women standing around for some reason. And then you're in an arcade, and and then the girl's strapped up to this electric machine, and this guy's like, if any of these guys get the high score in Street Fighter, she's gonna die. And you're like, who the fuck plays Street Fighter to get a high score? I didn't even know there were scores in Street Fighter.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's so stupid. Oh, man. It's just all over the place. But yeah, like, the movie, I wanted to mention the movie, I was watching, like, skipping through different scenes, and I noticed the scenes that they recorded extra, it has no continuity because all of a sudden Jack's hair is, like, longer. He doesn't even have the same hairstyle, so you can see this. It was so bad, and it's oh man,
That's weird.
I guess watch the movie if you want, but it's gonna be in Italian. So
learn Italian.
Learn Italian. Oh man, just don't play the game. That's all I gotta say to you. Yeah. I do want to talk about the Rob Lowe part, though. So, they got Rob Lowe in this fucking game, like we said earlier.
For one scene.
For one damn scene, yeah. He's like, and it's so out of place, too. Like, I guess, like everything is in this game. Mm-hmm. But he is like an infomercial dude who has cloned himself for some reason. And you're in an airplane with him, and he jumps out of the airplane, and so do you. And you're skydiving, and there's an clone army of fucking Rob Lowe's coming down, and you have to shoot them, and they're also dropping anvils on you.
They drop anvils on you, and if you don't shoot
And that's
the
how
anvils,
you die. If you don't hit if you don't shoot the anvils
Yeah.
that are heading towards you, you just die. You catch it and you die.
But like that, and then it just ends. What happens to Rob Lowe? I don't fucking know.
You shot them.
Well, you shot like all of his clones.
Shoot all his clones. What if? I definitely didn't shoot all the clones. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Because there was a shitload of them, and it's just a funny, surreal thing to see. Like all of these like Rob Lowe's, like dozens of Rob Lowe's, like just floating in the air, like swimming and like doing backflips and making
trying to shoot you.
trying to shoot you, dropping anvils, making funny noises. All while you also have this. There's this one assassin. His name is Frank, and he's going after you the whole game. And he just wears like oven mitts for some reason.
Oven mitts, yeah. He doesn't want. At the end, he was revealed why he was wearing oven mitts.
Oh yeah, because he had fucking nail polish on.
Yeah.
He's honestly probably the best character in the game.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
He's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's good. He's really
He
good.
did his character really well. It's just oh man, it's hard to explain.
This is like a homicidal maniac, but he's
Crazy.
also like very feminine, very like flamboyant.
Yeah.
He's fun.
Yeah, he's fun. He's probably the best character in the game. But Jack himself is like a broke ass Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Like
I could see
he
that.
He really is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Noah was saying that like the humor is very slapsticky, and it's honestly not my kind of humor. I didn't find it funny like 99% of the time, but I could see some people liking the game. Like
there's some points here or there where, like I said, it actually is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I like Chauncey, basically like your agent guy who always has to go undercover and give you like briefings.
Mm-hmm.
He gives you, like, he just has all these disguises throughout the game.
Oh, him, yeah.
I did like that. I thought that was kind of humorous that he would always just show up like in Las Vegas. He's as Elvis.
Yeah, and he actually meets Elvis. He's like, "What the fuck?"
or some other Elvis.
Yeah, another Elvis impersonator. Yeah. And Frank was pretty. I don't know. He's kind of funny, I guess.
Yeah. Frank was funny, and Chauncey was funny. But yeah, I a lot of the scenes with Jack, like it was just so goofy that it was almost too goofy, you know?
Yeah, it was off.
Yeah, it's like they were trying so hard to be like funny and goofy. It was just like that's where the cringe started to get in. But,
and then
it was.
And then some of the, I mean, this is from '90s, right? So there's like obviously some stuff that is people are gonna be like, ugh, you know?
Yeah.
A little. Kind of like sexist, some of the jokes, you know, with just the way Jack treats women in the game. With the whole, you know, he's kissing the showgirls to like make them pass out and swoon over him. Like, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I can see people raising an eyebrow at this kind of stuff now, you know.
Everybody raises an eyebrow at everything nowadays, so.
I'm just saying, some of it's kind of, nah.
Some of it's legitimate.
Yeah. So, also, I forgot to mention this. The game was filmed. It took them 35 days to film.
Okay.
35 days?
Yeah.
No wonder it felt so rushed.
Yeah, they filmed the whole thing in 35 days, and they also supposedly Warner Brothers was so impressed by the acting. I don't know how. I don't know who their fucking guys were.
I mean, you gotta remember, this is in like early 90s.
There was acting in the early 90s that was 100 times better than this.
Yeah.
But anyway, they at one point were interested in filming a pilot for a TV series for the Fox Hunt. But it never happened.
I would watch that.
Anything but a game, it might have been palatable. You know what I mean?
Like, it as a movie, it would have been fine. You know?
Yeah. It might have been like a little bit worse than like an Ace Ventura movie.
Right. It would have been like a
you calling Ace Ventura movies bad?
Movie,
no,
you know?
I love Ace Ventura. I'm saying this would be like a knockoff version of that.
Right. Or like a worse Naked Gun.
Yeah.
You know? Like a B movie Naked Gun. Like, because it's like a parody, right? So, as a movie, it would have been okay. It would have been fine. But as a video game, this did not need to be a video game. It is barely a video game. Mm-hmm. And then to have to watch it on this fucking PS1 compressed ass looking shit, it's just like, fucking, why? Why did this have to be a game?
Another thing that was bewildering, like, you meet that girl, like, when you're chasing the fox guy, but, like, she just stays with you, and apparently she's a part of the story. She's, like, a main part of the story. I have no idea why she was there.
She was the granddaughter of the Russian guy.
No, I know, but, like, why would you trust her? Why would you bring her along?
And why would you hire a random broke loser to save the Hollywood?
Two wrongs don't make a right. I mean,
yeah. And then there's a part where she's
try
like,
to make sense.
She's like, I betrayed you. I betrayed you for like 1 second, and then she's like, oh wait, no, whoops, I made a mistake.
Oh, and he also calls like his friend to hand over the disc, and his friend got shot. Like, there's no transition there. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, or when she gets shot, and he's just like, okay, and then he has no fucks at all that she gets shot. What? Like, he just ran off.
He's a moron, remember?
He showed no emotion the fact that she got shot at all.
He's like, well.
Oh well, gotta go stop the freaking Russian dude and get in a goddamn rocket car and flip through tunnels.
That they don't teach you how to fucking drive.
They don't teach you how to drive. You don't know what you're doing. Apparently, going left or right doesn't matter at all which direction you choose.
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, God, I didn't know that.
There's no actual path.
Like, at a certain point, like, I was just, like, beating my head against the wall trying to figure this out. And I was, like, trying to memorize, like, all right, which is the right path? And there must be some kind of sequence to this that makes it right. And no.
No. And I didn't find this out until after because I had to look it up. Because me and Noah had to, like, figure this shit out while we were playing it. We
figure out that you can actually dodge and shoot.
Yeah, if you press up, you can actually dodge.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Because I was like, how the fuck am I keep dodging? How do I get...
Wait, like, you beat that section without dodging?
No, I didn't. I had to dodge. Once I figured it out, I just constantly was hitting up every single time there was a straightaway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the game doesn't tell you at all. And so we watched, like, a video about it after. We wanted to see, like, all the endings, so we found a YouTube. I was like, I want to see what all the endings are, right? So, in this video... I think it was the Retro Pals, because I at least want to shout them out for also having to go through the hell of playing this video game.
We salute you.
Yeah. They were, Retro Pals. So they were playing the game, and they actually had the copy of it, right? So they had the instruction book. And he was explaining the scene at the end with the tube and the rocket car. He said that the instruction book incorrectly tells you how to do it. So he had to also figure it out. And apparently you can press down at any given point when you're in the straightaway to see if there's a guy behind you. And if there is a guy, then you know to dodge. I was just dodging away.
I was just dodging though. Because like even when you press down, it's like a whole sequence for him to turn around, look, and then like, I didn't feel safe at all. I just pressed the fucking dodge anyway.
Well, apparently you can do all three: dodge,
normally
look, dodge, and shoot all in one tunnel section.
God. Yeah, normally you can only use one input, like in any action scene, or like if you're aiming and shooting. But like in that scene, you could do 3 different inputs at the same time. I was like, okay.
But how would you know? Not even if you had the instruction book. That's how you would know. Because it doesn't even tell you in there.
Now you know how I never beat it as a kid.
Yeah.
And you said they gave you a map of the hospital section?
Yeah, and the hospital section has a map in the instruction book as well.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. But imagine, like, looking at a map, like, trying to, like, vision where you are. Like,
well, at least having a map means like there's some kind of design going on. Like it's not just random. Mm-hmm. Like I was just like losing my mind. Like I had no fucking.
That would definitely set pathways. Yeah, that would definitely set pathways and stuff.
It's the same clip over and over. You know, and there's no way unless you actually have a map. There's no way you know what you're doing because every hallway looks exactly the same. So you're just pressing buttons and hoping that you're going the right way.
Yep.
And
I can't
eventually
imagine
you are.
like having to save this game like on a memory card and constantly be loading after all these instant deaths.
Yeah.
Like that must have been super frustrating for anybody who played this game on the PS1.
Right. Oh, and also this game takes up from a clean PlayStation memory card. It takes up like 80% of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I hope you don't want to play too many other games other than Fox Hunt if you have a PS1 memory card for this game.
Well, damn.
Ridiculous.
I kind of wonder if the 32, Sega CD would have been
The Saturn version?
the Saturn version.
Well, Saturn had better FMV, so it would have looked better, probably ran better. Supposedly the PC version is a little bit better than the
Yeah, I didn't
PS1
know there was a
version,
PC version. Otherwise,
Yeah, I didn't know there was a PC
well.
version.
Yeah, there is.
God.
But they're pretty much identical, other than probably better video quality. You know, maybe less tearing and a little bit less awkward with like the screen pausing kind of stuff that it has.
Yeah. There were a few points where the compression was just fucking awful. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It looks so pixelated.
Mm-hmm.
Compressed video.
PlayStation FMV games, man.
Alright. I
Yeah.
think we should wrap this up. I'm tired of this game.
Yeah. All right. So we've all done our recommendations. So now it's time to give it the final judgment when we put this game on the list.
The list!
You can follow along with the list in the paste bin down below in the description. So every time we play a game here on the Game Club, we add it to the list. It's an ongoing, ever-growing list of games from best to worst. All the way from number 1 all the way down to number 165.
Yep.
Last episode we played Silent Hill 2.
True.
And that made it pretty decently high on the list.
63.
63. Sounds low, but trust me, those are good games.
There's
okay?
a lot of dog shit beneath it.
Yeah. It doesn't really
that's not
start
true.
getting bad like until like
140-ish. Maybe, no, 145, 50.
yeah.
I guess.
It takes a while for them to start getting bad, but once they get bad, we got some stinkers down there.
Yeah.
So
And this one's going down there.
Yeah.
So Noah, you picked the game, so we're gonna start with you on giving us a ballpark on where you think it'll go, and then we're gonna go from there.
Somewhere between 150 and 160.
Okay, I disagree.
What, you want it lower?
Yeah, I want it below Blinks.
Below Blinks. What about you, Brandon?
Honestly, think Trash It is better than this game.
That's
I can understand that.
Yeah, I can definitely understand, like, gameplay-wise, why it's frustrating, but as an experience, did laugh a lot.
It's
And I had a generally
a
good
lot.
time, and it was
It's a-
short. It wasn't frustratingly long like some of these other games were, where it was torturous all the way through.
I mean, it is less painful than like Trash It in terms of like how long Trash It takes. But like
Yeah. I guess.
Trash It's also a video
You think
game.
it's worse than Discworld Noir?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's worse than Discworld. Well,
What about Chula?
Well,
Actually-
it's hard to say.
that's very difficult.
They're almost one and the same coin, but just opposite sides of that coin. Like,
Yeah, like the fact that there's so little of this game is what puts it above it.
yeah,
That's
'Cause,
the
like,
only thing.
yeah. That's like the best thing you can say about it. Well, and it is funny sometimes, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but Discworld had some decent story beats. Like,
True.
in
Yeah.
there.
And it did
Also,
have
yeah.
it did have its
and
moments.
Discworld has the same problem where like it's like you barely are playing anything, and when you are, it's like so mundane.
Well, with Discworld, you're kind of trying to figure things out and puzzle things together too.
Yeah, but the game, yeah, I'm aware of that, but it also doesn't really tell you what to do.
Yeah, it's pretty dog shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Discworld should be lower, but I also think this game should be below Blinks,
Okay.
or at least below Trash It.
Blinks.
Like I would put Blinks up, but I wouldn't move Trash It, so I would
Right.
put it below Trash It, at least.
Well, okay, so what about you, Bren?
I agree. I mean, I think Blinks is a little too low. I mean, it's still kind of a dog shit game. But like, and I'm not saying it should go up very much at all, but
Yeah, like 3
like
spots.
a couple
maybe.
spots. Personally, like Ills hasn't played Shadow the Hedgehog, but I would put it below Shadow the Hedgehog myself. But I think Shadow the Hedgehog should also be Shadow the Hedgehog to me shouldn't even be in hell. Blink should be, but Shadow shouldn't be. But that's just me. But
Another discussion.
yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, like I can agree with Ills and putting it below Blinks.
Okay. Alright, let's put it below Blinks. That's fine.
Put this fucking game in hell.
Well, if there's any solace, it's that Muzzy is going to have to play this game now if he wants to be on.
Oh, I want to see that.
I mean, I enjoy it, but I feel bad that I had to play it. So
The good thing is, you know how he's like he's going to play 5 hours of all these games. He can beat this game in less than 5 hours, so he doesn't have to.
true.
He's gonna go for the whole thing.
So he'll like that. He'll like that part at least. So that puts Fox Hunt at number 162 on the list, and surrounding it.
The worst Game Club game.
Now it is the worst Game Club game. But like me and Il said, probably Discworld Noir might be worse. Actually it is. But that's a discussion for another day if we redo a re-rank. But I'm going to do the bottom 5 now, okay? So that, because it hit
You
the
never get an
bottom 5.
opportunity like this come by.
Yeah, you don't get to do this a lot. So
Well,
here's
we
the
did
bottom
this
5.
recently with Amiibo Festival.
We did do it recently at the Amiibo
okay.
Festival. But we haven't done it on the Game Club in a while. So it hit the bottom 5. So here we go. Number 162 is Fox Hunt. Number 163 is Shadow the Hedgehog. 164, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. 165, Sonic and the Secret Rings. And 166, Sonic the Hedgehog, the 2006 version. Last game on the list, because it is... Although it is a video game, it is a game that should never been released because it's barely finished and it sucks. So that is the list. Thank you guys here for listening. But before you go, stick around for a second because we got a couple more things we want to go over real quick. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, make sure you check us out on your favorite podcast listening service of your choice, including SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Where a new episode of the Game Club will go up every other Thursday, and as well as the normal Jump Up Supercast episodes will go up every single Monday. So give us a follow, a like, or a share, and feel free to let us know down in the comments what you thought about Fox Hunt if you've ever played it, or what you think about it after hearing about it now. Down in the comments below. Support us if you enjoy what we do here on the Jump Up Supercast Game Club. You can support us on Patreon for just as low as $1 a month. You can get the chance to choose one of our Game Club games once every round. Like I said, we played Silent Hill 2 on the last episode, and that was a Patreon reward raffle pick. So you guys started off with a good game for us, so we appreciate that. And we appreciate everybody who donates to the Patreon. You guys are the best, and everybody who listens. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to stay up to date with everything Jump Up Supercast related. And you can even catch us streaming from time to time on twitch.tv/Jump Up Supercast, where, like we said, Muzzy's playing through all the games in hell because he wants to be on the episode, and we told him that's the only way he can do it. So that's going to be fun not for everybody watching, but not for him. And as always, I want to thank Ilse and Noah for joining me playing video games, and even more importantly, I said video games in quotations again, and even more importantly, I want to thank you guys for listening. Really
Wait,
appreciate
did you
it.
announce the next game?
No, but I'm about to right now.
Okay.
Before we go, there's the next video game that we're playing here. It's actually my choice. So hallelujah, we're back to me. I love it when it's my turn. And this time we're gonna play a game called Indivisible.
Indivisible.
Yeah. So it's a
Super
newer
recent.
game. Yeah, recent game. It's on Game Pass. I think it's on the Switch, Xbox, PlayStation 4.
I don't think it's on the Switch yet.
Oh, it's not on the Switch yet. Okay. It's on Steam probably too. But yeah, it's a newer game. So just released last year. So join us back next time when we talk about Indivisible. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. Go out there, play some video games, and be nice.